Man, the Andrew Tate situation just gets more and more pathetic. Okay, I'm doing this under the table, by the way, just so you know that I'm definitely part of the secret Matrix mafia, all right? Because now, after nobody turned up to his initial trial proceedings to show support, I think there was one guy who was doing push-ups in the rain. Now, upwards of 30 of the Matrix most feared soldiers, all right, are turning up to do push-ups, doing thousands of push-ups outside of Andrew Tate's jail. And if they're not careful, okay, these 30 Super Saiyans of the Matrix, or anti-Matrix Super Saiyans, they might be ready to go and pull a January 6th, part 2, or January 7th to go and get Andrew Tate, their daddy Andrew Tate, out of jail. It's pretty crazy what's going on, okay? So this is the latest, all right? So look, I'll give you a quick breakdown and then I'll let you know the depths to which Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are reaching. So this is the latest news from August the 12th, just 3 days ago, when prosecutors basically argued Andrew and Tristan Tate were major flight risks. They said they had multiple passports and identities. And I broke down the full paperwork in the last couple of videos about Andrew Tate that I dropped on the channel painstakingly for a couple of hours a piece. I broke down all of the paperwork on both sides of the filing. So if you're not up to date with that, go check that out. But this is kind of the cliff notes from WPLG Local 10 News.
Court documents on the charges against the Tate brothers.
Local 10's Bridget Matters joining us live in Miami with these new details tonight. Bridget.
Louis, a lot of new information in these documents. The Tate brothers' lawyers, they are trying to get them bond, to get them out of jail. And these new documents lay out some really troubling details about potential new identities and hidden passports.
New court documents reveal prosecutors believe Andrew and Tristan Tate have multiple passports and identities to help them evade law enforcement, calling them a major flight risk. The two have been in the downtown Miami Federal Detention Center since July 19th. Several social media posts used by prosecutors point to self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate boasting online in 2021 that he is untouchable, saying, quote, "I can be in another country under a different name with a penthouse and $300,000 if things go bad." And this one, posted the same year, says in part, "Court date, I absolutely do not care." UK authorities are seeking their extradition for 59 charges related to rape and human trafficking. The allegations taking place between 2010 and 2017. Prosecutors say Tristan Tate may have a Mexican passport under the name Vladimir Scorpius. A photo of it was included in the filing. Officials in Mexico say they have no record of issuing a passport in that name. The document says the UK have not received travel alerts for the brothers' true passports. And quote, UK authorities suspect that the Tates may be traveling on unknown passports in their possession. Prosecutors referenced a video of Andrew appearing on Patrick Butler's podcast.
So, for example, I have 7 passports. I have 15 driver's licenses.
This is the thing. It don't really work if you go on James Bond never did no podcasts. All right. It never happened. Okay, it doesn't work. You're not international man of mystery if you're international man of snitching on yourself on podcasts. Okay, the people. All right. So this is what's crazy about all of this situation. Obviously, this was hilarious. You know, he had this Vladimir Scorpius secret passport. All right, that's what Tristan Tate had. Apparently, this is the name of a real James Bond villain from one of the books. This is CoffeeZilla reacting to that ridiculous news.
I'm just going to show you that the Tate brothers, in addition to what they've been accused of here, also have been laundering money as literal Bond villains. How do I know this? Well, that's the profile they used when trying to set up shell companies to allegedly launder money. I know this because I got Tristan Tate's passport, his fake passport he was using. You can see his name is Scorpius Vladimir, also known as Vladimir Scorpius, the main villain in the James Bond novel. That's who Tristan Tate is pretending to be when signing up for accounts with various payment processors. I know this because I had a whistleblower from one of these payment processors give me these documents and show me exactly what this guy was doing.
So he's going by Vladimir Scorpius, okay? He's giving more Hank Scorpio vibes to me, to be honest with you. I'm thinking he more Hank Scorpio than Vladimir Scorpius. But anyway, okay, he told on himself to the absolute nth degree, all right? Just like Andrew Tate got on podcast talking about how many passports he's got, Tristan hopped on a boat and said, "I'm Captain Vladimir Scorpius." What, you mean the name from your fake passport that you used to sign up for websites, for banking?
Why?
You're the captain. Why is the ship wet?
Why?
You're the captain.
Because it's raining.
How do we solve this problem?
I'm not afraid of the rain. I'll sail through any sea. I'm Captain Vladimir Scorpius. I fear no weather.
Tristan, we need to solve this problem. It's a big problem.
Why?
Because the ship's wet. I don't think the Swiss will be wet.
You're going to be wet in a second when I throw you in the fucking ocean. Man overboard. Oh, yeah, we'll be turning around to rescue you.
Vladimir Scorpius there giving his just absolute ridiculous explanation for it's just self-snitching to the highest degree. Now, what's interesting, obviously, there's numerous examples. If you've seen the previous videos I've done, you know that we've done this to death, but let's just have a quick recap. In 2022, Andrew Tate also openly bragged about having 7 passports, 15 driver's licenses, and now, I believe, 47 counts of the R word. So this is the full context of how he's told on himself.
In California, where you want to be in Florida, where it's open. You need adaptability. So for the same reason I say to people, look, don't buy a house, rent a house. Oh, but renting is wasting money. No, what wasting money is paying a whole bunch of interest on a mortgage for a house that when you finally need to sell it, it takes 3 years to sell. Time is money. You're wasting it. Just rent a house, find a way to make some money, and if you get annoyed in X location, you can move. Bye.
If you catch charges, you mean, right? If you catch charges, you need to flee.
So adaptability is extremely important as well. And you can do adaptability within America, or you can go global like I have. I love Romania right now. Will I love Romania in 10 years? Don't know. Where will I want to live then? Okinawa? Cool.
Will I love Romania when I've committed a bunch of crimes there?
Got money in the bank. Let's go. So adaptability is another big part of it. And 3, the reason I kind of got this mindset is for a while, I really wanted to live off grid. I wanted to just be left alone. And I realized that in the modern world, that's absolutely impossible. You can't be off grid if you want to live any kind of life worth living. So then I came up with the idea of, why don't I put myself on as many grids as possible? And the goal behind that is that no one grid controls me. So for example, I have 7 passports. I have 15 driver's licenses. So let's say I'm driving my car and the police stop me. I'll just pull out a license from some random country. I'm in Romania. I'm driving a Slovakian plated car. I've got an American driver's license. I've got an Estonian passport, and I'm speaking English. Like, you think they're going to take my license, or they're just going to look at me and go, just slow down, bro, bye.
I think eventually they're going to extradite you is what I think is going to happen, okay? If you keep racking up these crimes, yeah, it works now, works for your speeding tickets, but with dozens of counts of the R word, it's finally caught up to him. And, you know, Tate had encouraged other people. I find it really interesting that this clown hopped on so many podcasts as this, like, big guru of, like, let me teach you guys how you should do things, all right? I'm going to teach you how you should do things, okay? This guy hasn't got a fucking clue how to do things. He fled the UK. He's doing the R word. This is not somebody you should learn from. Yeah, he racked up a bunch of money. He ain't going to be able to spend it on commissary when he's stuck in fucking English jail for 20 years. It's ridiculous. This is not somebody whose advice you should be following. But he taught everybody needs to obtain foreign driver's licenses to break the law. Acting like this is actually mainstream advice that like other law-abiding people need is ridiculous.
One of the most important things people can do is getting different driver's licenses. So you can go to fucking Austria or Slovakia. You can rent a PO box. You can sit there for a couple weeks. You can go to the office. You can find out how it's done. You can fuck around, get a foreign license. And then when the police stop you in your home country, you just whip out a foreign license. They can't take it. They can't give you points. Can't do nothing. So every time I get caught speeding, I just send off a fucking American license or a Thai license. I've got like 8, an Estonian license. So in whatever country I'm in, I got to pull out a different license. So that helps me a lot because when I'm in Romania, I pull out an American license. They don't know what to do. When I'm in England, they send me a letter, fixed penalty. I send them back a Thai license with an international driver's permit, which is legal. I've looked it up. And they're like, well, what the fuck we would do? Right to Bangkok? Okay. It just goes away. Anyone who loves their cars, anyone who doesn't want to lose their license, go get a foreign license. Instead of going on holiday to Tenerife and getting drunk, dedicate 2 weeks to going somewhere, do your research in advance, leave with a license, and I guarantee you save so much hassle. When you just pull out and police and they're like, oh, fuck, all right, bye. There's nothing to do to you. I do that all the time. That's how I get away with driving my Lambo like a psycho. I think one of the most...
So that just works, right? You just get away with everything until you don't. Until you're up in court and you're trying to not get extradited and clearly you're a flight risk. So there was another old clip of Tate bragging to Dave Portnoy about this kind of stuff that's resurfaced too, that is very, very interesting. Check this one out.
I've got 10 passports and 55 bank accounts, and like, that's what you need to have fuck you money. You can't just sit in America with one.
That sounds bad.
That sounds like you're like on the run.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're on the run. A criminal.
It's not about being on the run. Just sit in America and have $20 million with one passport, sitting in America thinking you have fuck you money. No, you don't. You say the wrong thing, you piss the government off. They're going to come in your house. They're going to fucking take the house you own. They're going to lock you up. You ain't got fuck you money for nothing. This whole thing's the whole paradigm's a lie. The government's the biggest mafia in the world. If you can't tell them to fuck off, you can't tell anyone to fuck off. So the whole idea of fuck you money, it's all skewed anyway. Like you have to be above the law in many different ways to truly have fuck you money, and you're not going to do that under one jurisdiction.
Do you think that you're able to be above the law where you live?
It's not about being above the law. It is about being above the law, but the easiest way to become above the law is to be under lots of different jurisdictions. If you have 10 different passports, it's much harder to constrain you. During COVID, Americans, English people, whatever, were all stuck in their houses because they couldn't fly because of X rule. Well, if you have 10 passports, well, then you're not American on that day. I'd turn up to countries and they say you're not allowed because you're English. I'd say, okay, well, then I'm Estonian. Estonians are allowed. Okay, I'm Romanian. Romanians are allowed in. Same guy, different passport. You have to have multiple passports. You have to be on multiple grids. The idea of living off grid is complete fallacy. You can't do that. You have to be on as many grids as possible. You talk about fuck you money. The people with fuck you money don't even own anything. They own a share of an entity which owns things they can borrow. They have unlimited citizenships and passports. They have money out in the metaverse, in the sky, hidden all around the world. Fuck you money isn't about having money in your bank account in your name. If you still do that, you can't say fuck you to anybody.
So I think the judge is going to say fuck you to him and shoot him back to England very soon. But like, this was his whole thing, and it's crazy him giving advice like this to other people. It's literally, he thought he was smarter than everyone else and he was teaching everybody else. What do you think the authorities were thinking when you were spreading this nonsense around? You're now going to be made an example of why you can't have all these passports. No, it's not going to work. Okay. So he would also explain in another clip that he preferred Eastern Europe because he believed that corruption was more accessible there. He literally fled the UK to Romania so that he could break the law and get away with crime.
Why do you choose to live there?
In Romania?
Yeah, I know you have like businesses and things going on there, but why there?
There's something that very much angers me about the Western world. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't like the way it functions and operates. I think it's the most corrupt, disgusting, degraded societies on earth. There's nothing left besides money and corporate agenda. And I like living in countries where, one, there's some kind of moral fiber beyond the dollar. And two, I like living in countries where corruption is accessible for everybody. I find it offensive that a police officer in England will stop me for speeding and then refuse to take a bribe and pretend that no, but I'll tell you why. Because he'll sit there and go, no, this is the law and order, and pretend that the law means something and fuck me over. But if you're a billionaire or if you're Boris Johnson, you can go to Epstein's Island, you can fucking throw parties during COVID, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? So the whole idea of law and order is a lie. The whole idea of it's bullshit. It's just about, if you're high enough, you can throw it all away. I'd rather be in a society where if I'm in Prague and they stop me for speeding and they say, bro, you were speeding. Oh, here's $50. All right, cool. Bye. If corruption exists, which it does, let us all play. Why do only they get to play and I don't get to play? So you live in England and they're going to come around and spout law and order at you all day long, but the elites, they ignore all law and order. It's always been bullshit. It's always been lies. So they're going to sit here and lock you in your house or force you to wear a mask while they get to do whatever the fuck they want. And I don't like being anyone's peon or anyone's sheep. So I like living in a society where my money and my influence and my power means I'm not below or beholden to any of these bullshit laws.
So, yeah, that's ironic, right? He did all of that talking about, oh, why can't we just all have corruption like the people at the top? No, there's no corruption allowed. No corruption is allowed, sir. And the funny thing is, it's like, no, those people aren't supposed to be doing that too. You know, if those people get caught, they're in trouble too, right? Even for everything that Epstein got away with, okay? For everything that Epstein got away with, they were trying to lock him up at the end, all right? They were actually trying to lock him up for at the end of all of this stuff, okay? So it's interesting because the last time he was locked up in 2024, all right, do you remember Aiden Ross accidentally revealed that Tate was actually planning to flee the country? So all of this stuff's resurfacing now. It doesn't look good, all right? This was back in 2024. And they said, here's streamer Aiden Ross accidentally revealing Tate's alleged plan to flee Romania. A lawyer for the Tate accusers in the UK confirmed to me Ross's video is what prompted Tate's arrest today on concerns he would be a fugitive. Listen to this.
He said, hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. And he said it's basically now or never. And this is just, I told you guys this year, it's a week of content, right? And again, guys, this might be the last time we ever do this. So it's kind of like we got to take advantage of it now because Hey, bro, it's basically like, yeah, it's like that.
It's now or never, right? Because I might get convicted of these crimes. So I need to get out of here. I need to come stream with Aiden Ross. I need to have Aiden Ross sniffing my seat. So, okay, jump forward to this year, 2026. On March 21st, all right, Tate had made his way to Hong Kong. And during that time, he challenged the British authorities to come and get him. This was very, very dumb.
Over and over. All you can do is put in the news over and over again in the media, we need to extradite Andrew Tate. MPs saying, we need to get Andrew Tate. I'm your concern? I'm not even fucking there, bruv. I'm in Hong Kong, and you know I'm here. So come get me. Come extradite me. If you have such a strong case, extradite me. So British government, I'm in Hong Kong. Come fucking get me. All you can do is put in the news over and over again in the media.
So that was a very dumb move as well. Okay, so now jump forward to today. All right, what's really interesting is that people around Tate are now getting in trouble too. So also on August the 12th, 2026, okay, Suleiman Ahmed, who is apparently part of Tate's crew, was also cited by the DOJ and has apparently been doing his own self-snitching. So it said Suleiman Ahmed's alleged victim intimidation of Andrew and Tristan Tate's alleged victims was now cited by the DOJ. Suleiman played a key role in the harassment campaign of the alleged victim known as Jane Doe. Here, he discusses it with Jake Shields. Suleiman is supporting PDFs in this clip. When he says the woman has accused many men in the past of the same thing, he is conflating grown men abusing her as a minor with her giving a statement to the Romanian police about the Tates. One of the men was 56 years old and is currently serving a prison sentence for abusing the person when they were 3 years under 18, along with other children as well. Suleiman has repeatedly shown support for this man while attacking the Jane Doe. These days, Suleiman pretends his era of being an Andrew Tate propaganda account never happened, but the internet is forever. Now that the DOJ is aware of his alleged victim intimidation of a Florida citizen, I wonder if he'll step foot in the United States anytime soon. I wonder if he'll get extradited. This was a bad move. Why'd you do this?
And that's actually how I blew up. So I got like 100,000 followers very quickly. Wow. And it was through like basically initially the Tate stuff. And then I went to, so initially I was debunking anyone on the Tate stuff, both on my page as well as Twitter Spaces. And then after that, I was in the United States and a source came to me because I was investigating the issue, who literally gave me some information about the women who were making these claims about the Tates. And then I investigated, and a lot of the information that came out of the United States about the woman from the United States came from me, because I investigated it. It all blew up. I saw her past, how she'd accused many men in the past of the same thing.
Yeah, I'm reading that.
Yeah.
See, many men in the past, how she'd seeked justice for being abused as a minor. Like, what are you doing?
That's crazy.
A lot of that was from me. So
yeah,
in terms of like, for example, there was a guy she was with who also committed suicide. I found that out. And then now, if you look at it, the Tates are suing them for defamation in Florida. And a lot of that research was from me. And that's actually how I blew up.
So this is low-key, like, if what I'm hearing is true, this is low-key evil, all right? I can't believe this. I can't believe that people are out here. So we've got an update on his apparent jail conditions, okay? And despite claiming that there was roaches and rats crawling all over his face all night long, all right? Apparently things are not quite that bad, but look at this.
Prosecutors in a court filing said that the FDC Miami is not a Marriott, but they said that the conditions the Tates are in are reasonable and constitutional. The Tate brothers are being held in solitary confinement at a federal jail in Miami while they fight their extradition to Britain, which has charged them with rape. The brothers have decried the conditions that they're being held in. Their lawyers have decried the conditions as harsh and said it's part of the reason why they should be released on bail as they contest their extradition. But Andrew Tate has taken to social media while he's been incarcerated to complain about the water quality at the jail. He says he has to drink dirty water out of the shower and that it's made him sick. He says he's been awoken in the middle of the night by screaming inmates in neighboring cells, and he says that he hasn't been able to exercise every day. We've spoken with a criminal defense lawyer and the wife of an immigration detainee there who echoed a lot of what the Tate brothers had to say about the conditions at the facility. They say that visitation rooms can be closed due to mold, that it's hot, the air conditioning frequently doesn't work, and the water pressure has gone down sometimes, and inmates aren't given enough bottled bottled water. The Bureau of Prisons, which runs FTC Miami, declined to comment on the conditions of confinement of any individual detainee, but it says that it does annual testing of the water and that it's safe. Prosecutors in a court filing said that the FTC Miami is not a Marriott. Those were their words, but they said that the conditions the Tates are in are reasonable and constitutional, and that their complaints are not any reason for them to be let out on bail.
So, look, not the best conditions, but it is jail after all, right? It's not meant to be the Marriott. It's not meant to be the Hilton, all right? It's not. I mean, if you've ever been to the UK, maybe we're on Travelodge kind of timings, if you know what those shoddy hotels are. But at the end of the day, he is accused of the R word, and it's not meant to be nice. So, all right, despite Tate's hearing being postponed on August the 13th, Tate supporters begun to gather outside FDC Miami, and they were seen doing synchronized push-ups. And I'm not going to lie, it's looking like they in training for a January 7th. All right, that's what I'm going to call it. I feel like I'm not condoning it. I'm not suggesting they do this. I hope they don't do this. But it's like this is a ragtag crew of dummies and PDF supporters that appear to be ready to get their fitness on, and I don't know what are they going to bust Tate out of there? Like, what are we doing? Are we really like that bothered about protecting accused PDF files that we're out here doing press ups and getting ready? I don't know, but this is them doing push-ups. Look how ridiculous this is. Andrew Tate is a hero. Come on.
Andrew Tate is not, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. He has not been convicted. So I'm here to defend a man who defends men all around the world.
Nothing what a democracy looks like. And
why are all of his supporters bald? What's going on? Why is everybody balding? Look at this guy's hairline. This guy's hairline's got extradited to the UK. I mean, Jesus Christ. Why is everyone bald? Like, everybody's got short. Is this like is this like a testosterone? Look at these two absolute coconuts.
Looks like. And that is what the UK looks like now. It is a fallen regime. It is a despotic state. It is a state that hates men, that hates Christianity, that hates masculinity, and that hates Andrew and Tristan Tate.
Just bald eggheads, just bald scalps as far as the eye can see. What is going on with these guys? What is happening? So Tate's fellow balding brethren and his very just embarrassing clown of a lawyer, Joseph McBride, who's not, from what I'm hearing, he's like his PR social media lawyer. He's not his real lawyer. He's not really filing motions, all right? Like, you wouldn't possibly want this guy anywhere near a judge. But he vowed he would take this fight all the way to the Oval Office, all right? I don't think they want anything to do with this. This is radioactive,
and if we lose, and if this judge says, look, despite the compelling arguments, despite what you presented in front of me today, I'm still going to rule against you, then we will go straight to President Trump's office. We will go straight to Marco Rubio, because Andrew and Tristan Tate or any other American citizen cannot get extradited without the Secretary of State's signature. And we will say to him, I understand we have a long and lasting relationship with the United Kingdom, but don't forget that relationship started when we took their tea and threw it into the damn water. Don't forget that relationship started when we launched a revolution against that stupid king and his stupid wig and that godforsaken country. And if
Yo, like, you know, when he gets back to the UK, like, it's the Crown Prosecution Service, that stupid king and his stupid wig and his stupid country. You know, it's the lawyers, it's the King's Council, the lawyers, the barristers, the prosecutors that are going to be wearing the wigs, right? The king don't wear the wig. The king wears the crown. This guy wouldn't know. He needs to wear a wig for sure. I mean, he should do a little bit more research on wigs and might get a little bit further in life. But anyway, all right. Andrew Tate was reportedly spotted waving through the window of his jail towards the supporters gathered outside doing push-ups, getting their pump on. He's probably got a little pump on in there himself. All right. This is him.
But he's not moving, so I'm trying to see, you know, if he can move.
Everybody, Joe texted the signal. Yeah, check out the signal. Let Joe know you're here.
Oh, there you go! He say hi! Yeah! Free Top G! He sees us! There you go!
It's so embarrassing.
There you go!
I grabbed, I recorded everything. Hey, he's doing Aikido. He's doing Aikido right now.
He's doing Aikido. He's doing Aikido. Oh my God.
Aikido. There you go. Aikido. On the red something. Yeah.
That's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. Like, just, I thought you guys were meant to be like sovereign, like, you know, like in control of your own destiny. You are out there with knee pads on, just screaming like girls at a Michael Jackson concert because you're seeing some Aikido. Like, this is embarrassing. So ultimately, the judge basically gave the defense a little bit more time to kind of come about their motions, and I believe the authorities in the UK have until like mid-September to even send more evidence, even though we have seen some evidence and more details about the accusations in the previous paperwork that was filed. But the brothers Tate will be locked up for the duration, all right? And reports have been suggesting Trump has absolutely no desire to intervene because of the concerns about younger voters. He doesn't really care. I think everybody agrees that this idea that Tate swings elections is completely overblown. And realistically, I think backing Andrew Tate's going to do more harm than good for the Republicans right now.
Rubio's boss, of course, Tate Marco Rubio. Rubio's boss, of course, is President Donald Trump, and the Tate brothers have spent the last few years both cheerleading for Trump and fostering close relationships with Trump's inner circle.
Trump is a masculine man in a world where being masculine is instantly bad for some reason, and it will be massively important for the culture. Just as I've been a cultural icon, so is he, and so will he help push the culture in the positive direction of healthy masculinity.
The question on many people's minds, therefore, is whether Trump is going to intervene in the Tate case. So far, the administration has said almost nothing.
These cases have a process that they go through in the courts. My understanding is that they're involved in that judicial process. And so that'll play itself out at this point, and there's no role for us to play at this moment or maybe ever in that regard.
Is President Trump or the administration, do they have any plans to intervene in the extradition process for the Tate brothers?
No, we've already answered that question.
This lack of action may seem confusing to observers of Tate and Trump. President Trump has, after all, been known to step in to help his friends and supporters when they face legal trouble. So why not Andrew Tate? Well, there's actually a couple of pretty compelling reasons why Trump has so far held back. Firstly and crucially, Tate is charged with child pornography. Now, there aren't a lot of details about this yet, and the Tates maintain their complete innocence in this case. Nevertheless, the charges are there. This is very significant for one clear reason. Recent polling has shown that Trump's popularity with young men has been in freefall. And from the young men I've talked to around the country, a big reason for that is the Epstein files.
I mean, Trump said certain things that he hasn't done. He said he was going to run on releasing the Epstein files. He didn't release the Epstein files, or at least he fought against it.
So look, they released some of the files, but at the end of the day, the Epstein shit was so embarrassing and radioactive for Trump and the administration. Bro, they don't want to be this is Epstein part 2. Your social media Epstein, your TikTok Epstein, bro. And like, there's an argument to be made that a lot of what Tate's been accused of is just as bad and similar to the shit Epstein was being accused of. Now, the day after all of this was going down, people doing push-ups outside, Daddy Tate, all right, the gobblers were absolutely delighted to hear the news that Tate had a tweet for them. He said everyone in the prison was cheering and shouting along with the guys outside yesterday as people marched and did push-ups. The cell next door to me said, Tate, this for you? Man, you the top G for real. I don't think this ever happened. Tristan and I watched as much as possible from the window. Thank you all so much for the support. The entire world sees this as a setup. They will not win. After all the lies they've told us, nobody believes them anymore. More amazingly, my uncle, who I haven't seen in almost 20 years, drove up from Union Springs, Alabama. My dad's half-brother must be 80 years old. He was outside, brought a tear to my eye. You didn't even go to your dad's funeral. To anyone who was at the protest, make sure to DM me a selfie or video proving you were there. Life is a book. This is a chapter. Chapters end. And our movement will be bigger, stronger, and more well-known than ever before. They think they hurt me, but they empower us. They make us bigger. I'll never forget those who had my back in the heat of the battle. So this is some more footage of Tate supporters doing their push-ups in front of the jail, all right? They're saying this is what the Matrix fears, all right? I don't think the Matrix are too worried about it.
Let's do it, Alex. Let's go. Alex, you gotta do it one hand. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Free top G! 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 Free top G!
They didn't free Top G. Apparently, this isn't how the legal process works. Apparently, no amount of push-ups absolves you of child P charges or R charges or assault charges. Apparently, no amount of push-ups can cease extradition proceedings. I thought maybe they didn't reach the threshold for an extradition to be cancelled. Maybe you got to do way more push-ups. I don't know. All right, but that was it. So this guy was hilarious. I see this clip going around. This guy was the ultimate troll and completely spoiled everything for the Tates. Now, I don't know if he is genuinely mentally challenged or if he is just like, was the ultimate troll. The gap tooth is given Cletus from The Simpsons. And I'm just going to warn you guys, all right? I don't condone what he's saying. He is going to say some offensive things. He is going to use some language that is not acceptable, especially for a white person to use, not condoning it. I condemn this language. But this clip in itself is entertaining. That's all I'll say.
DM more guys acting like a girl for me, Tate. Get all that money, nigga. Come on, guys, let's move directions. Let's move directions away from this guy. Come on. He's spreading the truth. Your guys' king was on the internet for money. Literally all NPCs. They're all bots. Hit the Tate dance. Let's see this Tate dance. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Get on the ground. Get on the ground for daddy. Yeah, start bending down for me. I like when y'all fucking do this. All for daddy. I'm daddy. 220 pounds. My fat as fuck. I'm in freedom of speech. I can talk all I want. I can talk all I want. Freedom of speech. We're in public. Shut your bitch ass up, media man. A media man. Quit recording. Quit recording, media man. Hey, quit recording. Quit recording. Let's go, furry femboys. I thought we were all Jewish out here, guys. Are we not Jews? Let's go to the Kabbalah.
Young man.
Let's go to the Kabbalah.
Would you mind if you just gave us a few minutes while we spoke?
Yeah, let's go Jews.
Okay.
Free the Jews! Free the Jews! Free the Jews! Free the Jews! Free the Jews!
Stop. That was out of control. I don't condone anything you just said. I'm gonna have to censor this. All right, look, I'm gonna wrap it up there, okay? But look, I think the Tate situation is just embarrassing. I'm really looking forward to this extradition taking place. It's gonna be popping. It's gonna be glorious. All right. So I'll keep you guys posted when I hear more about that. For now, that's the latest. All right, Daddy Tate, definitely down bad. All right. It's a rough one. I'll update you guys as soon as I got information, but that's it for now. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm about to go out, so I might do another video later on this evening or tomorrow. I'm not sure. Let's see how I feel. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.